Another day, another draft that I can only hope to not completely screw up. We have a lot to get to in this episode, so I am going to kick things off right out of the gates. We have a draft to get to, of course. Yet again, we lost the draft lottery, and that will hand the Washington Wizards a decent pick, although the Wizards do want to make a trade, and I would be so tempted. But no, I'm not allowed to, unfortunately. They take Melvin Briggs. The center, who, I gotta be honest here, that really caught me off guard. We needed an elite level center, but Briggs finished second in the voting. 11 trade offers, by the way. I'm good, thanks. Because that means we are going to be able to draft Cameron Black, who finished number one in the voting by far. If he was available, he was the guy to take. That is absolutely insane. I fully expected us to end up with Briggs or Galloway. Briggs finished second in voting, like I mentioned, so it would have been him, but Cameron Black is still on the board, as crazy as that is. And again, attribute-wise, potential-wise, he was, I mean, he's already great. It's an 89, so, wow. Let's just do it, because I could sit here in a state of shock for the next 5 minutes. We end up with Cameron Black, which is, again, not who I expected us to end up with. I fully thought we'd take Briggs. That's the one position where we haven't drafted somebody yet. Galloway ends up going third to the Spurs, but that is absolutely insane, and certainly makes things a little bit more interesting here in the second round, where, a center might be the best option, and immediately Antoine Clemens is there. Let's take a look, shall we? Potential will be down here at the end, will it not? Someone said, oh, you can just look at potential from here. I don't know where it is, though, because I'm terrible. I actually don't think it was from right here. It's okay. I should just stick to what I know and not try to do new things, right? Right. Clearly. Yep. Screw it. So as far as situation goes here, right? As far as the situation goes here, in terms of the highest rated player, it's fairly obvious. In terms of the percentages, we're good. Well, that's the thing. With Clemens, we don't know for sure how good he is, right? We can, there it is. It's under aggregates. Found it. Don't worry, guys. We're good. So from Delk up, we have B potentials. Now with Delk, we don't necessarily need wholly shooting guards. We have Johnny Whitney and Murray Hopkins right now, who might be the two best options. Maybe. Let's take a look at Hopkins. 22 out of Arizona. Currently a C overall, or 66 overall. I was going to say a C overall. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. D minus offense, D plus defense makes sense. 66 overall at 22. Do I trust his ability to develop? I don't yet know. Whereas Whitney is 23 and only 2 overall points better. So Hopkins might be a decent option. And again with Delk, I'm not entirely sure. And then Clemens had that B minus potential, but he is currently a B minus overall as well. Although we can't fully trust that. 69% scouted, which is nice, of course. But do we trust Clemens? Or do we go with an A- potential in Murray Hopkins and take a pretty big risk? It's an 86, though. Do I have that information for Clemens? Because odds are he is going to be the pick here. Yeah, it's not going to show up. So I'd say more than likely, I'm going to take the risk with Antoine Clemens. He's 22. You have J.J. Houston, who is 20. What do we have here for attributes? I might as well scroll down. Or for potential. That's right, I can't see it if it's not 100%. I keep forgetting. Clemens. Like, I'm not fully committed to taking a center, but it makes a lot of sense, obviously, as it is the one spot where we do not currently have a natural player. Oh, boy. Clemens, are you going to screw me over by not actually being that good? Player comparisons, he's projected to be a bench player regardless, could develop into a really strong player. I don't really believe you. And in terms of when he was projected to be drafted, I suppose that's where I care, 55th on the Draft Express rankings, whereas Murray Hopkins is 29th. I'm going to go for Murray Hopkins. I don't know if he's going to develop. It might be too low of an overall, but it's a second-round pick, and we might as well aim high with the player who we can confirm has the highest potential left in this draft. At least in terms of the letter grade, again, that might slightly change, and now I'm second-guessing myself. Oh, God. So, in reality, though, it was, what, an 86, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. Right. And then Whitney, I doubt is any better. 77. Nice. What about Mitch Russell, the 23-year-old out of Michigan State? How are you looking? 76. Oh, boy. And then Clemens. I'm going to go with my gut here. I'm going to take Murray Hopkins with this pick. And I'm intrigued to see what the response is, if anything. Okay, that's not good. He expected to go in the first round. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. I mean, hey, let's prove that he should have been where he was. Now, it said that was the end of the second. I mean, no, we're done, right? Yeah, we don't have another pick. That's really weird. To the end of the draft we go. We end up with Murray Hopkins. We end up with Cameron Black, which is shocking. And with Cameron Black, for sure, we know he's a 78 overall. 85 potential, not too bad. And in the second round with Murray Hopkins, 68 overall. The potential is an 80. Oof, dropped off a little bit, but he might not be that bad. I mean, ideally a bench player in the future. We will, of course, be signing both of them to contracts in terms of team options. Jesse McDaniels, you're going nowhere. The face of the franchise. Luka is going to be staying in Dallas, I would assume. All right, moving on to qualifying offers. And we have to keep Edman, of course. Edman is staying. Peeler and Ronnie Day are going nowhere. In fairness, it's Edman who's really the star of the show, right? Come on. But Ronnie Day, Peeler are not ours. Lou Goodman, of course, not ours. The majority of these players, if not, I mean, none of them from there belong to us. So we're good to go on that front. And of course, we'll pretty much end up having to, we'll have to fill out the roster again. But what are you going to do? So point guard wise, we are not going with Lonzo Ball or Jason Tatum. Why did that go back to, what the hell? So I'm trying to sort, please. Thank you. That was really weird how that wouldn't work. Abraham Goodwin, Lionel Jordan, or Frankie Morris. Let's sign the veteran Frankie Morris because although Mingyu Wang that's a decent option, but I'm going to sign the veteran. Let's give him a chance. Frankie Morris. I would do like a 1-year contract to play behind Arnold and hopefully never see the court. Shooting guard wise, of course, we have Sparks, but we are also going to be signing Johnny Townsend and his amazing beard. And let's go to power forwards. Actually, you know what? We will need to sign another point guard. Let's go for Goodwin, who has terrible morale. Probably terrible potential, too. If we're being honest, probably terrible potential. As Edman, I mean, I'm not renouncing your rights. Not a chance. So Morris, Townsend, and Goodwin are all going to sign. O'Gallagher will let go of. The funny thing is we already had Frankie Morris, of course. Jackie Hart, Bremer, Logan, Ronnie Day can go. Weaver, Peeler, Brand can go, and Goodman can go. And, of course, we will fill out this roster yet again with the new worst players available to us. Let's see what we're dealing with here. We're going to need, 2 shooting guards, roughly? I keep hitting the wrong button, and I don't know why. Let's go for Luke Morris Sr. Why the hell not? And let's go for, oh, boy. Oh, Gallagher, I'm sorry. You're back. I mean, I'm not because I'm paying you way more money than you ever deserve, but still, you're back. Power forward-wise, let's go for Max Marks. Max Marks and Will Cato. That's right. Damn, we had our 3 offers. So on that front, we are good. Edman, did I wait? As far as renounce rights, cap hold, you're staying, Edman. You're going nowhere. Unless I completely botch something, you are staying and going nowhere. That's just how it works. I don't believe I forgot to select, hey, yeah, you're staying here. I might have, now that I think about it. Oh, Markkinen, I wish. Let's send an offer to Cato. Cato. At center, Marion Peeler will be on the way back. And let's go for... it's got to be Scott Bremer. Unfortunately, all the players that we've had, they are basically staying because they are the worst people available. So Edmund will keep under a cap hold, and everybody else is pretty much going. Again, we'll continue to fill out the roster, so we should be good. We officially make it to free agency. What is the roster looking like at this point? The 3 point guards, of course. Dorell Arnold is still the only one worth a damn. Shooting guard-wise, though, Sparks. Oh, Sparks. Wherefore art thou, Sparks? What did I screw up? I knew I was going to... You ever have a feeling like, I'm going to screw something up today? I had a feeling. Sparks, you don't get to run away. Come back. You don't get to leave. I'm going to be so upset if he somehow ends up on a different team. So we'll end up signing him. I might have to let go of Townsend, or we'll just consider that fine. To be honest, I think he's the last one I need to sign. And we should be good to go. I hope. So Sparks, yes. There you go, Sparks. There you go. Come on back now. And this roster is set officially. We have a couple of guys who can still play forward as well, so we're good. We are looking good. Cameron Black already in the negatives because of morale. He knows what he's getting into, and he knows it's not good. Let's go ahead and sim forward the player progression. See what we're dealing with. And then I got to remember, too, with the Summer League to not completely sim through like I had done on occasion at the start of this deal. So progression-wise, Dario's still a 79. Arnold is technically an 83, I think, or is that a +5? No, it's a +5 in general. Okay, so he's a 78. McDaniels is a 75. Sorry, I misread that. I'm so used to seeing the minus arrow because of morale. McDaniels is a 75. Sparks a 74. Black starts off the year at a 78, and Hopkins at a 68. So Murray, you have a chance, buddy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So training camps is what we are really going to want to focus on. I mean, Summer League, it's not too much that I'm worried about. The old Hoop Summit, don't really care. To training camps we go, and we'll see what we are dealing with then and there. But again, Arnold, Sparks, Black, McDaniels, Golob, and Hopkins. Is that the best start to a team that we could have had given the circumstances? Probably not. But I'm trying to make the best of it. That's all. I'm trying to make the best of it. Let's auto-generate the rookies. Now, at some point, I think after this upcoming season, I will try to change the rule to having it be, players can join straight out of high school. A lot of you guys want me to do that. So as far as the training camps are concerned, we have 2 available. Right. Or just, yeah, I forgot. All right, so as far as the old big man offense is concerned, it's got to be Hopkins, right? Fairly straightforward, I would think. Don't tell me I'm butchering this. Murray, congratulations on getting better. Congratulations. You know what? I think I just want to focus solely on Murray. I got to be honest. Although you guys were saying untapped. That's right. You were saying untapped potential. Right. Well, my bad on that one. Again, remember how I said earlier that there was a good chance I was going to screw something up today, and then I had a weird feeling. Here we are. Just like I hit the wrong button. So in terms of potential, honestly, we're not looking that bad. We're not looking that bad. It's either Hopkins or Dario, and I gotta be honest, I like Dario. So, Dario, congratulations. Have a higher potential, sir. Because why the hell not? Was that the best way to go about things? Probably not. But damn it, that's how we chose to do it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We're going to be in a little bit of trouble here regardless. So we are good for the start of a new season. The question is whether or not I send anybody down to the G League, and I probably will. I might send down McDaniels. I'm probably going to send down McDaniels. Granted, he is technically a 75. We can only send down one dude too, right? So yeah, McDaniels, no. So I tried to do this last year, and it wouldn't let me send down more than one person. I'm guessing that was a glitch. So, okay, did we get 2 this year? Okay, so we get 2 people this year. Cool. You know, in fairness, Hopkins might not be the worst guy to send down. He might not be. I'm all right with Arnold being here, obviously. Sparks is 26, so it doesn't matter. He might as well stay. It's whether or not we want Black to be heavily affected, but he should be good enough as it is. I think we still send down McDaniels and see what happens. Let me know what you think. I can easily see how you could disagree with that. Trust me. Could easily see how you could disagree with that, and I completely understand. Very tempted to handle contract extensions right now, but I think we will be okay. Don't quote me on that either. As you've seen, it's already been a little bit of a rocky episode. Now, some people are saying, hey, getting the player mentorship. I don't know, should we do that? It's weird, though. I got to be honest, right? Again, hardly an expert on this front, right? That's well established. I understand the basics of it, but there was a lot of conflicting information early on when I'm like, hey, if I do this, okay, what should I look for? With people being like, no, training camps are cheap, player mentorship are cheap, and then other people being like, no, you should totally do those, what the hell? So, you know, a tad bit conflicted at the moment. That's all I'm saying, right? That's all I'm saying. Oh, God, what am I looking for here? What am I looking for? It wasn't outright in coach settings, was it? Yeah, was it outright in coach settings that I was looking for? I don't believe so, because, again, I'm not even necessarily playing. Somebody mentioned about placing top players as a scoring option through coach options. Where am I missing that as well? I am man enough to admit where it's like, okay, not quite sure where that option is, right? I understand the whole system proficiency and Michael Stauffer's big-ass face. And, I mean, aside from that, now with Peeler at center, you know, we're looking okay, all things considered. But in terms of setting this up to be like, oh, I mean, the specific wording was to place top players as scoring options and choose play through star as playing, or as the playing style helps with upgrades while being terrible. I don't know where to change that. I flat out don't. I can admit it. I can outright admit it. Have I looked right at it? Probably. But again, it's not under proficiency. And all of this other shit doesn't do anything. Like coach game plan, where it's like, oh shit. Well, in fairness, we're good. We're fine. I think. Maybe. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So here's the deal, right? Didn't realize, because whenever I went to this, right, I'm like, oh, I must have to scroll down to the Sonics. Sonics don't show up. So I'm like, what the fuck? Is it just to copy game plans? And then I realize that you get to just hit the button and it goes right there. I should have been more aware. You know what? There's your evidence. It's late/early, and I'm doing the best I can to make sure I get some videos out there, damn it, okay? I'm sorry, but I'm doing what I can. Jesus Christ alive, I'm not going to fuck around with any of that. Leave me alone. Rebuild rotation, that's fine. Do what you want to do. As far as the coaching goes, coach, you can decide all of that. Feel free. But first scoring option, I mean, let's go for Black. Let's go for Dario. And then Arnold. Offensive focus, play through star. Haha. Yeah, and there we're good. We're good. Offensive tempo, average. No preference. Rebounding, no preference. Defensive focus, no preference. Aggression, no preference. Rebounding, no preference. Don't worry about it, guys. Just do your own thing. Go out there and try really hard, and I think you'll be okay. That's all we're looking for. Just try your best. It's like I'm coaching a fucking intramural league. It's just, try your best, kids. Don't worry about it. I fully expect everybody to lose. I'm just going to sit here, act like I'm doing something, and hope that no parents yell at me because they take this shit too seriously. That is what this turned into. Aside from that, we are pretty much good. The training's allocated. Player training-wise, we're fine. Again, player mentorship, should I screw around with that? Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. Let me know. As it is, people had to be like, whoever told you training camps were too difficult or bogus. That's incorrect. So, again, the old conflicting messages. Let's sim yet another season, shall we? Again, this is a day where I probably should have just gone to bed instead of recording, but I'm like, damn, you know what? I really got to get this NBA episode up there. I got to get this out there. I'm going to do the best, and then the best that I can. And then there is that pressure of knowing that it's it's an autosave online league. So if I screw up and do something dumb, there's no way to hide it. It's like I got a live mic right now, and there's nothing I can do. No amount of editing can save me, really. Although technically, I could have been like, oh, here's a jump cut. I found what I was doing. Here's how I set it up. But no, I don't want to pretend like I knew what I was doing there. I found out. I figured it out. I made the best of it. But aside from that, still kind of botched it. Again, in terms of some of the basics of this, I get it. Some of the more ins and outs of the game mode, still learning. And I can admit that. Again, I haven't played NBA regularly in about a decade. So I'm having to play a little bit of catch up. In terms of what I'm doing on Madden, got it. Although some people be like, oh, you don't pay attention to draft stories enough. In terms of what I'm doing on FIFA, I got it down. NHL, you know I got that down. FHM, pretty much got it down. This, still learning here. MLB The Show, got it down. This, though, this, still a little bit of a learning experience, but we will catch up in due time. Much like we will have to catch up in terms of winning games next season at the earliest, because we are continually getting absolutely dumped on. And that's really the only way to describe it, I would say. We are just getting, absolutely roasted. Are we going to win a game this year? In fairness, the roster is technically better, although we did send down our second round pick of a center in Hopkins. If we don't start seeing signs of improvement anytime soon, I'm going to start being extremely worried about whether or not we're going to be able to turn this around before we start worrying about someone like Dario going downhill due to old age. It could happen. Let's hope it doesn't, because damn it, it needs to. But, hopeful. Optimism. Stuff like that. 0-46 on the season. We're in January. We haven't won a game. I'm so tempted to look at certain stats, but on the other hand, I'm like, let's just get this over with. We're going to win a game or two if we're lucky. Like, you look at those scores, like, OKC crushes us. Portland crushes us. Pretty much everybody. Like, Denver only beat us by 29. You have to wonder what was going on there. I guess maybe they sent out, like, the third string team. Let a couple of high school kids take the floor, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we didn't lose by this much this time. We're like the Washington Generals at this point, right? Pretty much. One of these days we'll win. Today is not that day. Or the next day. Or the next day. But maybe, just maybe, we'll make something happen. Possibly. No offers, please. No trading allowed, sirs and or madams. So we head to the All-Star break. As far as who the All-Stars are this year, doesn't necessarily matter. Probably not. I'd say it more so matters. Did we have an All-Star, though? There was that icon in the top right-hand corner. Why do I feel like we had somebody there? That would be insane. Or just maybe I've never noticed that logo before. I've just never noticed that logo before. I guess maybe it shows that it was a playable game? Did we maybe have someone on the bench? Who knows? I'm still not going to check. I'd rather have it be a surprise at the end of the year that we somehow had a great performance from somebody, only for us to go winless in a season. And there is, of course, a very good chance of that at this rate. Fairly ridiculous. Ah, boy, just one win is all I'm hoping for at this point. I mean, again, the early stages of anything Draft Glory related, the highlight is always the draft and making sure that we make the right choice. Have we made the right choice so far throughout these first round selections? I mean, we don't exactly have a Rookie of the Year, but that's going to be a ridiculous accomplishment. Like, Michael Jordan couldn't win. Like, prime Michael Jordan could not win Rookie of the Year on this team. There's just not enough help to make it happen. It's just not possible. I'm sorry. Like, oh, LeBron James sat there and carried teams to the finals year after year. No. A player carrying this team, or a player joining this team, winning Rookie of the Year, that would be an unprecedented carry. Not even close. Nothing would be able to rival it. Not even close. Unfortunately, though, going 0-82 is depressing, seeing as, again, our lineup should be at least a little bit better-ish, and it's not, which really sucks. Now, again, unfortunately, we do send down 2 people to the G League. Of course, I still want to call it the D League, but what are you going to do? Can we beat San Antonio on the last day of the season? No, we cannot. James Harden wins MVP. Probably about right. Shout out to Kyrie in Utah. Let's see. AC Galloway for the Spurs wins Rookie of the Year. And yeah, I can't disagree. Although it was a pretty good season there for Cameron Black. Almost 13 points a game. Briggs ended up injured, unfortunately, there for Washington, taking him number 1 overall. I do want to check, though. It wouldn't be under tendencies. It'd be under grades. What did his potential end up being? Yeah. Sixth Man of the Year, Dennis Schroeder. Defensive Player of the Year, Anthony Davis. Most Improved, Clay Lyons. Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey. Not too bad. And the odds, of course, of us having anybody here, very, very doubtful. What about for the defensive team? Please? No. All-rookie team, though. Cameron Black made it. Not too bad, alongside Galloway, Briggs, Sweetney, and Wallace. Of course, on the second team, we wouldn't have had another option. We go through the playoffs again, and by we, I mean everybody else but us. Another 0-82 season. Very disappointing, but in due time, we will start winning games, I promise you. We're just a couple of seasons away. We will turn the page. I hope. The number 1 seed and Golden State Warriors are knocked out by the Timberwolves, which makes things a hell of a lot more interesting across the board. Celtics and Heat, the Magic are going to the conference final. The Heat come back, win 2 straight to go to the conference final, and on the other side, it's Houston and Denver. Shockingly, the Nuggets are the only team in the Final Four, I believe, throughout the course of this series to win. So there you go. Will Denver make it back to the final? They will. 5th seed Nuggets against the 1st seed Orlando Magic, and the Nuggets have won their 2nd title. Jokic pretty much dominates in the final. And that really sums it up, doesn't it? I do want to take a look at how certain players did this year. And of course, then we'll just go right there to season stats, because there's not much else to check now, is there? Let's see. Dario averaged almost 17 points a game, though. Over 6 rebounds. Not too bad. 15 points for Arnold, 12.7 per game for Cameron Black. The only other person that we would have worried about was Sparks, 4 points a game. Edmond, way to go. And then, of course, McDaniels and Hopkins spent the year down in the G League. I think we'll be playing them there. Or they'll probably, I don't know, we'll probably call them up heading into next season. There we go. We go through another calendar year with absolutely no progression. Player retirement: Sean Livingston, CJ Miles, Thabo, JJ Redick, and JJ Barea. That's unfortunate. Rondo, better than Chris Paul. He has a ring. That's right. I said it. Staff retirements: nobody. League meetings: right. So change Rising Stars to 13 players per team. That was rejected. Had the trade deadline occur a week later. That was rejected. Backcourt violations will no longer be called. That was rejected. Top 5 picks are done through the lotto. Remaining picks determined by team record. That was approved. I am fine with that. I'm fine with that being approved. Automatic points will now be granted on shooting fouls. No free throws will take place. That would be ridiculous. Now, I do want to replace that. And when it comes to... to the drafts. Players will not be eligible for the draft until at least 1 year removed. Players now eligible once they reach 18. That one. Players now eligible for the draft once they reach 18 years of age. We will approve that by popular demand in the comments. Everything else, though, I'm going to leave as is. So that has been done. League realignment, nothing needs to be done. And we go to the main event, nearly the draft lottery, which now the top 5 picks are the only one involved in this lottery. We are going to skip this, though. 3, 2, 1. Oh, my God. The Connecticut/Hartford Journeymen end up getting the number 1 pick. The Hawks move up thanks to a trade with Oklahoma. We end up falling to 3rd. Great. Top 3 pick yet again, though. Staff signing. Do we have anything to worry about? Yes, we do. We have nobody else. Cool. So, for an assistant GM, I mean, Aaron Phillips would be great, but I doubt he accepts it. What else are we thinking here? A- and A. Yeah, Mike Williams. Mike, let's spend some money here. Let's pay that man his money. Mike Williams. Oh my God, it takes forever and a day to scroll. Please, why is it not going faster than this? This is upsetting. This is tragic. Oh, the humanity. Why won't this go faster? Please, just... Thank you. All right, head coach. Bradley. Oh, Steve Kerr, though. Or Michael. In fairness, we could stick with Michael Stouffer. Eric Spoelstra's there, too. God, that offensive rating. Whew. I mean, oh, God, I have to go for Brad Stevens. I have to. The inner Celtics fan in me refuses to let me go. Well, then again, pace and space. I should probably... Hey, speaking of Brad, I should probably, if we think about the makeup of our team, Arnold's an offensive superstar. Face-up 4, lockdown defender, sharpshooter, tenacious rebounder. I mean, in terms of being a defensive team, we ain't it, Chief. We ain't it. We have some decent shooters on this team. Granted, Black's shooting really needs to step up, but Dario has a hell of a shot. Arnold has a hell of a shot. I gotta be honest. I think either pace and space with Stouffer, or we go for Steve Kerr just because it's Steve Kerr. Stouffer, Kerr. Stouffer, Kerr. Stouffer. I gotta go for Steve Kerr. I have to. It's Steve Kerr, man. If you get the opportunity to sign a real coach, you do it. Especially when you have an NHL background like I do, and you haven't been able to do that. So you gotta go for Kerr. Why must this take 6 years? I don't have enough to make it worth it for him. Mr. Stouffer, do I have enough to make it bump this up for you? I'm not going to be able to afford these guys. Uh-oh. We are screwed. We are relatively screwed. In fairness, Michael Williams isn't getting paid that much. So that's good. Thank God for that. But in terms of a head coach, I'll take someone with a little bit more potential. Because otherwise, we are screwed. Yeah, there is no way that we're signing Brad. There's no way we're signing Stouffer. There's no way we're signing Mr. Kerr. Eric Spoelstra would be cheap, but again, and in fairness, I mean, grit and grind. That is not our style, peeps. That just isn't. So offensively, oh God, I think Brad Stevens is pretty. I mean, we can't afford him though. Trent Peterson, the Trent Peterson. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense at all. Ryan Williams, hey, you look like our already CFO. Go figure, because we can't have more than 17 generic faces. Larry Drew. What? Oh, that's happening. Oh, my God. If you think I'm not bringing in Carmelo Anthony as our head coach, you are wrong. But Lucas. Oh, my God. This is testing me as a person. Lucas, old Russian dude, Tom Thibodeau in his pants. Jesus Christ, Brett, calm the hell down, would you? Zip, because this isn't fair. Carmelo or the alien himself, Darvin Ham? Oh, don't you taunt me with Jerry Stackhouse. And Mike Malone has busted a move. It's gotta be Melo, though. It has to be. You get a chance to sign Carmelo Anthony as your head coach. You do it. You just do. It's Carmelo Anthony. I can't help myself. Please, Carmelo, sign. I'm begging you. Assistant coach this year. I mean, hold on. Hold on a second. Lucas. Okay, so Lucas wanted head coach. Carmelo wanted assistant coach. But between Lucas, what was, God, where's Jerry? Did I skip Jerry? I must have gone right past Jerry Stackhouse, didn't I? Yes. God, yes. Dirk, the greatest basketball player of all time. Dirk God damn Nowitzki. You are being signed. Please. Carmelo Anthony and Dirk Nowitzki will lead us to glory. I'm telling you. Please, if Dirk doesn't sign, I'm going to be so upset. So upset. I demand. Shout out to Cuba Gooding. Eldon Stewart, how expensive are you? Not at all. You don't want to be head coach, though. Or head scout. That's okay, so you're an assistant coach. James Graham, Cuba Gooden Jr., Vince Carter, the Vince Carter. Well, I know. I mean, guess that's what this is going to be. It's just me bringing in former players. Absolutely, Vince Carter, come on down. Granted, he wants to be an assistant coach. No, Vince, no. But you're so good at scouting. It's your calling. Oh, God, do I tell Carmelo Anthony to kick rocks now? I feel like I have to. Dirk does not... Pau Gasol retired too. Caleb Smith, solid hair, man. Solid hair. I really should just... there we go, head scout. So the smart move would be signing Cuba Gooding Jr. I'm taking way too much time with this, and I'm sorry, but I mean, come on. Buster Wyatt. That is an amazing name. Unfortunately, nobody retired to be a scout, which sounds about right. So how expensive is old Cuba Gooding Jr.? Sign him back up. I love that, good touch, of course. I mean, I'm not surprised, but still, I hadn't really looked. So I wasn't expecting that. Randy Martin. Sean Lee, Trey James. Anybody interesting? Not really. We'll go to the top of the list. Mr. Martin. Randy. What is just something about his face that's just very off-putting. That's all I'm saying. I'm not judging. I can't throw stones. Glass house here. More like brick shit house, but still, there we go. So let's advance a day. Nothing has happened thus far. That's okay. Let's advance again. Yes, Michael Williams is signed. Cuba and Randy just need to wait to hear from Carmelo and Dirk. Come on, Dirk. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony's our head coach. Dirk is our assistant coach. And all is well in the world. Beautiful. Combine, I'm not worried about. Pre-draft workouts, I absolutely am. Deion Vaughn, do not draft. Alton Jameson, do not draft. And Al Marion, do not draft. But what about Sean Marion? As Vince Carter ended up going to the Pacers. Holy hell. Let's take a look here. So let's take a look at Owen Stinson, Julian Morgan, Jeb Verney. You know what? Let's just take a look there at pretty much everybody that we could possibly... Oh, in fairness, I mean, we know that we're going to end up with somebody that's projected to go top 5. We do. So we would be better suited to start looking right around here. And to be honest, doesn't matter really who we end up with from around this point. We'll end up with somebody. Although Alton Jameson and Deion Vaughn were 2 of the players on the list, were they not? So we will absolutely avoid them. And let's see, Semenko, Quinn Welsh. We also have Hayes and Steve Cardinal. YouTube sensation from 2011, Steve Cardinal. It would be an honor. God, that Wrecking Ball video still just... It's a classic. It's a classic. We should probably take a look at Esteban Ortega, though. Probably. You know, in general, if I do that, there we go. That's better. I don't know if this is the better way to handle it. It is how I'm going to handle it, though. This might be a dumb idea. It might be the best idea. Time will tell. But in terms of the top players with potential, that is exactly who we're going to be looking at. Will it pay off for me? Probably not. I'm going to find a way to screw up something. If not most of this. Bradford Finley. Great name. Great name, Bradford. Great name. Which brings us to the draft. We have the 3rd overall selection. And the question is, who will we be selecting? That decision, of course, will pretty much be up to you. As far as the top overall player, I mean, right now it's a very center-heavy draft. Clearly with Lefterius Doricus at the top of this draft. 80 overall, but he's not going to be playing for 2 years, so there is a chance that he could fall to us. A very good chance. Currently an 81 potential, so he's not going to get that much better, I would assume. I mean, if we need an Anderson Varejao, we're good to go, aren't we? So, you also have Giovenco Passiani, the Italian. If you need a Thiago Splitter, so also a starter. Okay. Couple of decent centers here, which isn't too bad, considering we drafted a center last year who could be the backup option. And Clark Hubbard, the 23-year-old. All right, so the floor is a little bit lower than the other 2. 83 potential there, though. I do want to take a look at who is projected at the top here. So we had Lloyd Harvey, who might not be on the board by the time we get to take a look there, but 94 potential. There's no way he falls to us with the 3rd pick. There is no way. But there's a very good chance of Doricus being there. Luther Chandler as well, who could play guard if we need him to. 24-year-old is a 74 overall, 96 potential. Allegedly, that might not stay, right? That might not stay. But it is an A+ at the moment. And we'll take a look here elsewhere. Owen Stinson currently is 72. And again, in terms of potential, was an A. You have Tim Kay at an A-, who's a 70 overall. We don't know about Julian Morgan. We also don't know about Jeb Verney. So, I mean, fairly straightforward, I guess. It just depends on who is still available. I mean, hopefully, Doricus is there. If not, we will probably take one of the other top players here on the board, just as far as who is there. And then 2K rank-wise, they also have Burt Ward and Timothy Hampton on the board, 2 power forwards. 73 overall Ward, B potential. And the Englishman, Timothy Hampton, B- potential at a 72 overall, listed as an elite defender, though, which could be quite nice. I also want to take a look at the NBA.com ranks. Chase Augman is 2nd on that list, but we don't really know enough about him, do we? Don't know a damn thing about him. So let me know who you think we should look to target. I mean, of course, it's going to really be dependent on who the hell falls to us with that number 3 pick. But we ended up getting Cameron Black in this episode. And we discovered that I should not record these when I'm very tired, but we did, and damn it, we made it through it. Thank you for watching and somehow putting up with this series thus far. And again, sooner rather than later, we're gonna start winning games. Maybe. Probably. Hopefully.